good looking. We are industrious. We make good home. Yeah, we do. We do make good home. So I welcome you all to this live broadcast. I can see Okomadu. Thank you, Okomadu. Michael, no, this thing is just covering it. So I can see all of you. Please, if I don't call your name, just pardon me. So I was saying, oh, Mama Agnes, Mama Nde, well, thank you for joining. Michael Luga, thank you, Michael. Thank you all for joining in this live broadcast this evening. So I was trying to paint a picture of what brought us to this Biafra restoration project. You know, before you talk about where you are going, you first of all have to analyze where you have been, because every journey has a beginning point. Every destination has a beginning. We've been in Nigeria for decades, and as a result of all that we saw going on in Nigeria, we saw the reason to secede. Biafra anyị na-achọ, anyị ji ha anya ọma to get into this great project. It's as a result of Nigeria having not been better and is not going to get better yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It's as a result that people started to think of a way out from that miserable, damnable condition we found ourselves in Nigeria. You know, when you are in a problem, the only thing that occurs to you that revolves around your mind is on how to get out of that problem. So we have seen Nigeria full of corruption, full of bad governance, full of embezzlement, full of political thuggery. You can't even name. Full of genocide, full of insecurity. We cannot name the vices in Nigeria. As a result, we started to think, how do we run away? Because all we can learn is on how to succeed. The situation in Nigeria has been described by different groups from the international. During the time the Christian genocides were going on, we got so many reports from different individuals from the international. We saw the reports from one UK charity that described Nigeria as the worst place on earth. We heard from the US congressmen describing Nigeria as the worst place for one to practice their faith. So many people giving different description of what Nigeria is. And among all these descriptions, there is no way for solution. And that is the promptings that led us into looking for a way out. How do we get out of Nigerian situation? Initially, people were thinking it could be because of a military government. At a time when the democracy come, people have some hope that with democracy things will get better. But in the midst of democracy, Nigeria was stationed to the highest corruption, embezzlement, political thuggery. You know, during the military, there weren't things like political thuggery because there weren't elections then. So any army that is able to do coup and succeed takes over and lead. Then, but when democracy came, democracy that people hoped on, that people thought there's going to be like little solution to the problem facing Nigeria, the still problem of Nigeria has not been solved. How many years democracy and Nigeria has continued to revolve around one corruption, one embezzlement, one looting, Just like that. It has continued and is not going to stop. As a result of all this, for some of you that had the voices, some people would describe their engagements to Biafra Restoration Project as a result of the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu they heard. Some people will say it's as a result of there is no other way but Biafra. A lot of people have different stories to tell on what got them into Biafra, into this Biafra struggle project. Everybody has their own different stories to tell. And everybody have their different reasons why we think Nigeria, we have to leave that place. Then, online, into agitating for what we then think is going to be the solution to our years, decades of problem. Then, along the line, we begin to see like things we saw in the Nigerian damnable society. I am sorry. I know some of the people, they do not like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be mentioned. But we cannot talk about Biafra agitation in the past, today, and the tomorrow without making referrals to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, did he do good things? He did. When, at the absence of Dim Ojukwu, thankfully, Owazurike came up. So many people, as a result of how ways to secede from Nigeria, started to follow Owazurike until things happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came up and presented himself as the Messiah of the people. He presented himself as the Savior, as the holy man of God, and he did well in the beginning through his preachings of sensitization. You cannot take away that from him. I am always open and honest. He rallied people, he sensitized people, he opened people's eyes, he showed people the way, he opened the eyes of so many for them to see whom they are, where they are, and the reason for them to stand up and pick up their bags to seek for a better nation. Then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many people in the IPOB followed him as a result of his eloquency. He is gifted in that area. You can't take it away from him. He is a man that when he speaks, he can speak you into taking risk. He can speak into you. He can speak into you into taking steps, into engaging in one thing or the other. That is that gift of eloquency in him. And with that gift, he was able to attract men and women to this IPOB where we find ourselves today. As a result of a man that has a gift of speaking to the people, able to convince people, he was able to convince people beyond their imaginable state. The support, we are rallied. Loyalty, we are gained. Trust, confidence, faith, hope, all manner, call it anything. He was able to gather, to hold, to penetrate into the hearts, into the deepest marrows of people. That is why at times you hear people telling you, oh, I can die for this man. In one of our Congress program, sometime, I think recently, somebody called in and said that you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is the only one that he can allow to climb his wife. You know, when a man says such a thing, and you know Igbo men, these are the things you don't joke with Igbo man. Coming close to the wife, talk of climbing the wife. But this man, as a result of the trust, love, confidence, trust, hope he had on Nnamdi Kanu. He said that this is the only man in the past that he could allow to do that to him, and he will accept it. He was speaking, expressing his state of mind before, until things started to revolve, to unravel. Going back to my topic, as a result of this trust, confidence people had that they have seen the Messiah, the only holy man, that when he tell you A, his A is hey. Unfortunately, after these certain years, from 2012, this great project started, until something happened 2021. You know, God works diversely. At the breaking news of that June 2021, a lot of people were left in hopeless situations or grounds, thinking that the Messiah, the only Messiah and Savior they saw, is gone. Honestly, somebody like me, I was ill that time he was caught. In a certain shock. At times, if you have gone through a bereavement period, somebody the Ibubo will come on you. So this has happened. That was a kind of shock I was having. Something happened to me. You know, I had that feeling as you know, that kind of feeling. That is the kind of shock and thing I had then. And it wasn't only me, so many people had the same. As a result of the Messiah people saw, as a result of the only whiter than white, as a result of the only man people hoped and believed, that all restoration of Biafra restoration, that all hope is all embedded on him. But unfortunately, I don't know, man is not God. God works in his diverse ways. And in every given project, his hands, his presence is, he always have a way of shaking things, turning things, and bringing things back again. Some of us that were here 2021, 2022, during the time of Simon Egba, we knew how everywhere is equal. Then, you know, some people even started to lose hope that the struggle is this the way the struggle is going to go? We didn't know that a time will come when that phase will just fizzle away. That is why I said, in any given project where divine presence rests, there's always a shaking. For people, I am a Christian. For people that are familiar with Bible stories, there has never been a great man, or there has never been a great nation that didn't go through wars, fights, battles. Even in the realm, in the world, physical world where we are. Tell me, this US that is being regarded as the giant of the world, and they are still fighting from one phase, one stage of war, of battle to another. Many a times, the philosophers, they will tell you that battles makes great men. It doesn't destroy men. The only people battles destroys are the weak, the feeble in minds. But to the strong, it purifies, it re-energizes, it redirects, it re-endure, it re-endure you to be stronger. That is what fights battles does to a stronger mind. Because at times I see some people, there is somebody that called me and was asking me, are we going to survive this very one? And I said to him or her, how? How? How will we not? One thing I have noticed about IPOB is not about the numbers. The struggle for Biafra restoration is not about how many people. It is not about the numbers. It is about the formidability, the resilience of the remnants. And then we have about the remnants. Anytime we battle, we stirring up, at the end, there will be always be slain. The fallen and the gather. But the remnants are the power base of every struggle. The remnant. I told the person, it is not about how many engaging, but how many standing and how many that will remain. The remnants. That is the strong base of Biafra Restoration Project. It's not about how many people hold it. You can have so many feeble hands holding a project. It's just like using a corrupt rod. Rod pillars. I don't know if you have seen a pillar that is not well reinforced. No matter how big such pillar is, so far the reinforcement is not well laid, it is as feeble as a foam. It cannot resist the wind. It cannot resist the weight. That is why the remnants, as small, as strong the remnants are, they are capable of stretching out hands to hold a very big structure. That is exactly what matters and what counts. At the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, things were unraveled. What we did not know, what we could not fathom, hopes of people were shattered at every instances where all these are being unraveled, even on daily basis now. I have said this before. Somebody like me, I am not the kind that have ever thought that a time will come when I will be looking at the camera to talk about Nnamdi Kanu. I never know that. This is something I thought that should be covered, that should be protected. I was thinking that way. 2022, when manifestations of this satanist handwriting on the wall started to surface, I was among the ones they were trying to cover up. Despite within me, I knew there are dirty hands, dirty fingers here and there. I thought it's something that can be covered. 2022, when he released through one of his barristers about the 13-point memo, if you don't know the beginning, the basis of all this problem, of all these things we are seeing today, always refer back to that 13 point. That 13 point is the beginning, is the end of why Nnamdi Kanu started to behave, to misbehave in all these manners we have seen him go on. When he was outside, he had all that privilege of living and handling IPOB unchallenged. He is the sole decision maker. He is the financial director. He is the financial reimburser. He is the beginning and the end of everything. But because time and chances happens, as a result of the abduction, extraordinary rendition, things got surfaced out. Some of the hidden things nobody knew. Not nobody. Many did not know, including people that were at the helm of affairs. They were on the unknown. It were unknown to them. Because that same trust, that same loyalty, that same confidence were embedded in the heads of all, starting from the highest down. All of us that are very conversant to the events that started to unfold after the abduction, we saw how our money gone. Starting from the one handled by Madam Oyibo, Umule account, over $700 and something thousand went. Before you know it, the one with Nnamdi gone. Before the Nnamdi's one, the leadership started to see traces of dirtiness, traces of mistrust, traces of inaccountability, of shunning of transparency. The first voice I played, which is the voice of a national coordinator in South Africa, he made a statement there. He said that South Africa was the first people that discovered Nnamdi's financial misconduct. Because I remember that time they were fighting with some group. I remember vividly. Because they saw embezzlement, financial misconduct, and they fought hard to make sure that the criminal was removed. The same thing the DOS saw. We remember when the head of Directorate of State released that memo where Nnamdi was cut off from that office as a result of someone that is shunning accountability, as a result of someone that doesn't want transparency. It was so clear. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was out, the next in line that should be made away, at least how much comes into IPOB and how much goes out. It is his right to ask. He is the head of administrators in day-to-day administration of IPOB activities. In fact, they are the managers of IPOB. There is no way accountability can be shun away from the managers, because the decisions they take has things to do with finances, with money, with resources, whether financial, human. The whole balls are on their table. But we saw a set-up table where the managers were being tried to be forbidden from seeing what they should be able to be the ones directing, or at least being able to know what is going on. Of course, There will always be managers and there will always be accountants. Accountants deals with money. But at least the managers should always be made aware what comes in and what goes out. As a result of criminalities, corruption, embezzlement that has been going on, the managers were shunned away from the account. When they resisted that they need to know, that was when 13 commandments were released. The contention bone, or the bone contention of the whole anchor, of the whole anger going on from the side of the ex-leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's always here. 13 points. Among these 13 points, more than 50% of it has to do with money. Because the criminality that happened in IPOB is not as a result because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were taken away. No. This is a criminality that has been going on. This is a criminality that the foundation were deliberately set up by the ex-leader, Nnamdi Kanu. I know some of you will not like this one, but that is the honest truth, and I'm going to prove it to you tonight. In the whole world, this is people living outside the country, in the international, where banking system has every options on the table. Even back in Nigeria now, every company has signatories always attached to the account. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was very much aware of this banking system, but he shunned it. He doesn't want it. Because this is a deliberate, fraudulent setup he did in order to finance his lavish lifestyle. The very account in question, that a lot of revelations has come up of what happened and transpired in that account. That account is the original account of IPOB Germany. And when that account were opened, there are signatories. They were oversight in this particular account. But as a result of people that actually zushi, it's not as a result of a mistake. There is nothing like mistake here. This is an account. The deputy HOD, who used to be the German national coordinator then, had an oversight on this account. When this mindset of criminality started to go on in them, Nnamdi Kanu ordered for that oversight to be taken away, because he wants whatever activities going on this account, let it be private. Let it be between him and Nenayanya. The oversight the deputy HOD used to have on that account forbids him from having access to this account. There is something different between having oversight and having access. When you have an access to an account, you can withdraw money. But when you have oversight, you can see the movement of money, but you are not able to withdraw. So when an order for somebody that can only see, somebody that cannot withdraw, somebody that cannot take money, but they don't want a second eyes to see, this is the beginning of criminality. The foundation. You sit down and devise your ways, your smart ways on how to engage in criminality so that you cannot be caught. A whole IPOB account that runs in thousands of euros had only one person seeing the whole account. This is never done anywhere. Here in UK, my own town, the little money we have, one person cannot withdraw certain amount per time. Anytime certain amounts needs to be withdrawn, and a Galia bank, the signatories attached to that account have to be involved. That is the essence of having security over an account. IPOB accounts were deliberately, fraudulently set up and got rid of security. Nobody sees, nobody hears. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the prison, we are so worried about IPOB money. Accounts. That is the message in the 13th point. All money should go to Nnamdi. Head of DOS should immediately announce the new appointment of coordinators. This one. No accounts should be opened in South Africa, US, France, anywhere. All money should be paid to Germany. Nnamdi. DOS must avoid dabbling into finances of the family. You know, when all these things were coming, and according to him, he stated, in order to avoid what happened in Omiomio's, so that Omiomio cannot repeat. You know, so that Omiomio cannot repeat. At times when people like to use something that looks clean to cover uncleanness. Biafrans, we are not aware that all their hard work, all their earnings, all their labor, their sweat, we are just being waved off to set of criminals. Last Sunday, it was on Sunday or Saturday, last Saturday, is it Saturday or Sunday, when the German family read out what happened in that account, as a result of the love for Nnamdi Kanu, do you know IPOB is still protecting him, even though he doesn't know, even though he doesn't care, in order to give him a benefit of doubt. Do you know German family refused to read out what happened in the account when Nnamdi Kanu was outside? He was taken 2021. But the criminality that happened on IPOB finance has been happening years before he went in and years after he went in. It wasn't as a result because he was no longer there. Those criminalities that you had on BTV that happened just only 12 months, February 2022 to February 2023. That was the only thing that we read. Just only 1 year. Only 12 months. Kaagolo. And I saw people, you know, posting crying emojis. Just only 1 year. 12 months only. Kaagolo. People were crying. You would have imagined if 2019 were read, 2020, 2021 before he went in. Ndanu wazuru IPOB nukutoshi. Biggest fraudulent activity happened to IPOB accounts before and after Nnamdi Kanu's abduction and rendition. But as a way of gay protect choir, Kando wahale mwa no zugo na during when he was out, oku shi can zone that account. In order to protect him, they decided to leave the time he was outside just to read for you only 1 year. Only 1 year can I go. People were crying. Only just 1 year. 12 months. That guy in Germany, Comrade Emeka, that comrade did not read more than 1 year. 12 months. I paid rapt attention. February 2022 to February 2023. 12 months. Ka quarter where me IPOB. Only 1 year. Odikebe millionaires. When you multiply that height of criminality to 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, Obalaki Ganebe, you just be shedding blood. Because where people had hope in, there weren't any hope there. The figure people are seeing as whiter than white is as worse, as darker than anything. That your Messiah you are seeing in him is nothing but a luciferic being. Unfortunately, this is a man that made IPOB to hate politicians. I started hating the Igbo politicians as soon as I started to listen to Nnamdi Kanu Day. Even a politician in my kindred, as a result of what I was hearing from Nnamdi Kanu, I hated that politician just as a result of the teachings of preachings of Nnamdi Kanu. Igbo politicians were painted in our hearts as criminals, as people that embezzles public funds, as people that cannot be trusted, as people that butchers the interests of their people, as people that do not represent their people well, as people that hate their people, as people that refuse to work in the interests of their people, as people that engages in thuggery during election in order to win election. All those things are Golanyamaka Igbo politicians. That is exactly what we saw, unfortunately, in the Messiah, in Biafra struggle. 2 days ago, we heard what happened in Aba. Just a replica of the political thuggery that happens in the Nigerian society during election, when all the candidates are hustling for voters, hustling to outweigh the opponent. Anyị maka esi egbu ndị mmadụ ma election bịaba now. Politicians will gather thugs, ndị thugs, bunyecha ha mgbọ egbegasị in order to attack the opponent. Bring them down. Bring them down so that he can rise. This is what we are now observing in Biafra struggle. 3 weeks ago, they paraded some masqueraded criminals in the bushes. Ndị ori bụ egbe. Ndị ori gasị nkiri nke ọgọdọ. Tattered, ragged, armed set of people we saw. When I saw those guys, I said it, I posted it. These guys are nothing but for internal damages. Ndawu nde set it up hog. And they did not hide it. Their first move was issuing of warnings. You must obey the Supreme. You must abide by the Supreme Code of Conduct. If you refuse, we will come after you. I knew no under geju ezushi. I knew no under geju ebu mad. I knew no under geju e mebisi he. Nda geju e kpo uno bende mmadụ ọkụ. Exactly what they started to do. After parading them, few days later, they posted the national coordinator of Biafra land now is wanted. Hunt him down. Anywhere you see him, bring him down. Buy him. Buy him. By him. Coming from a commander of Onye Nuntage with Biafrans Biafra. Orchestrated, directed, engineered by the whiter than white, the holy man in Israel. This is a man, when people were not known whom he was. This is a man, including me, we are singing his praises. This is a man I have a number of times knelt down in protest with my 2 hands lifted up. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. IPOB, as of today, has not yet recovered from what happened in Igbo communities. I recently saw a video. There's one community in Anambra. This Anambra that has boundaries with Imo. What is the name of Kedu Hadat town? They have boundary with Imo. They formed new security vigilante, armed, quite very well, sophisticatedly well armed. And what they were warning, challenging Biafra agitators, calling Biafra agitators that they destroyed their community, that they are now out for them. And they call out ESN, IPUB, ESN, IPUB. We have not recovered from the criminals committed with our names. And as a result of power mongering again, we are seeing a man in prison that vowed, come on, here gonna IPOB. Come on, here gonna control IPOB. Come on, see wo. Because that is the war he declared here. According to Abia State media, Aba coordinators we are having meeting. In the talks, upon the same talks, he condemned from the Nigerian politicians, from Igbo politicians, all the same talk go ahụ ka a na-achịghalị. Nkirinka ụmụaka ebunyegasịla egbe. Because in Nigeria now, 20,000, you can use 20,000 and set it and snare a young boy to his early grave. A change you obele genye maka 20,000 inyala egbe. Ineja no your supreme being og. Agbagi nkịtị egba mmadụ egbe. Because what happens when you lose value, all you then care is on how to fight strange, on how to fight dirty to regain your lost glory. Glories are not reclaimed back with guns, with ewe, with machete. Oh, that is what we had. They went to Aba meeting. In the talks. And when they went, they told them who sent them. They've been asked to attack. If you don't believe in Nnamdi Kanu, Abala Gidebe. Some months ago, I have been among the ones in now put up on a camera here. And I've been calling our people. See how they when we hear and Anokwana Sokoto me. Onye na Sokoto has been calling on coordinators. Now mobilize another set of criminals. Since some months can you be donating boy? Some of you that are so emotional, are wrong in their blood. Because I do understand problem of these same people. And when they battle Biafra struggle with criminality in Balaha. Don't think everybody you see in Biafra struggle will claim blood like you. And when you she the Balaha in their family. No matter how they tell you they are Biafra agitators, that criminality still runs in their blood. That is why Anna say na this struggle. They will be telling you, Nnamdi Kanu has the right to eat our money. After all, our money belongs to him. He has the right to eat it. IPOB belongs to him. He has the right to eat it. What they are in two parts. One part of them have not contributed to this money. The other side, they can only criminalities in them. Somebody like me, you cannot find a trace of criminality in me. That is why I hate evil. That is why anywhere I see criminality, I point at it. I stare bare at you without minding whom you are. And I speak to you as a criminal. Whom you are. Mana some of you know to oshi na amadi n'ime. On Saturday, ka akpola ego ezuru anyị only for 12 months. And some people are telling people, speak ikwana. Don't talk about it. Oshi diginime. And may criminality continue to happen and follow you. All of you. Oshi zubukwa ono. All the days of your life. Oshi zubukwa ono. Zuo your family. Zuo your generation. And the generation to come. Destruction upon your generation. A whole trust people had on Biafra Restoration Project is what a man when it teleno yokasiaya. Don't you know? Some feeble minds have lost trust in what we are doing. Don't you know? Don't you know? If there are some Makachuku, even man the group who had their accord this rubbish. Oh no, one anyway in any gathering named Jara. Ida some wada, me kukuna Nnamdi Kanu. Go that can't sing down Maggie. I am going to slap hell out of you. Agama. Don't ever come close to me with that rubbish. I work hard. I work hard. I struggle to make a living. As a result of the trust, as a result of the good heart and goodwill I have for Biafra struggle. The way I manage my finance, once my salary comes in, and we got outstanding bills, I'm asking which one is which. Financial support to IPOB is among my mappings. Ego monthly ESN support to Maha. This is a goal, is a must go for me. This is how I live. I'm not doing it because I have a lot, but because this is a cause I believe with all my heart. This is a cause I want to support, no matter what it is. This is a cause I want it to bear fruit. This is a cause I want it to progress. As a result of what I believed in. What people believed in, what people hoped in. If I tell you Nihanoa has not affected me, I am lying to you. Because at times when I sit down, and these people lily on a woman the kind of criminality, this Oshi is not what is going to stop this year. I mean, it's not what we are going to stop talking about this year. I know some of you will think, no, it's just for a season. This is the biggest fraud, biggest financial misconduct in the history of Biafra Restoration Project. Just only 12 months. Kebupulu, $500 million. Do you know what $500 million is? 500 million naira. Asigine Juelo school. Such school is not traceable anywhere. Over 200 million naira went to Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu have always said that none of his siblings, none of his Biafra, none of his family has any post in Biafra struggle. If they do not have post or position, if they are not in position, what then is IPOB money doing in their hands? What is IPOB money doing in their hands? Kanu. In-law, nke blanket nishi. Transactions of €2,005. Transaction of €1,005 under 1 year. 7.5 million. What is Master Profit doing for Biafra restoration? What is Nnamdi Kanu Ezebilo Oku Kanu? What is the role of the young boy in the Biafra restoration project? This is the dirtiest thing ever seen. Even in the Nigerian setting. You might not see such. You might not even see such level of embezzlement. If IPOB is like this, Zulu IPOB is quadruple. And some of you are telling us, they speak when hey, the national coordinator in South Africa in that call is the first video I played. In fact, let me play him again. Say Udo Shinda no Azuruna account in South Africa. In their account, now Hazurushi all corner. This is the biggest fraud ever seen. And now saying Supreme is involved. There's nothing like Supreme here. There is nothing like Supreme. This is unseen, even in the Nigerian. See, even in the Nigerian society. Maybe you may hear Anambra finance. Ine nwa soludo. Umu soludo nine. Aike soludo. Ifeoma soludo. Have we? Such might not even happen. And it's happening in a struggle. You are building a better nation. Better than Nigeria. This is the most fraudulent criminal thing that has happened to Biafra struggle. Will tell you the truth that this really affected their mental, their emotional well-being. This is a jeopardy to the struggle. This is a jeopardy. You know, initially we were thinking it's only the accounts in Germany, the one on Nnamdi handled. Also, the South African national came and said his own. Just yesterday, the Italian national read out. I would like you to listen to what happened in Italy. And we were told this is not the debt, it's just a scratch of it. Nnamdi Kanu is going to give you Biafra. Run away. In the agenda of Nnamdi Kanu, there is no script like Biafra restoration. Nnamdi Woshiko set it up. IPOB finance were deliberately set up, fraudulently set up. An organization that commands hundreds of thousands of euros with only one signatory. Akwado. Well shielded Ohi. Well protected Ohi. Listen to the South African National Coordinator.
Mazi, from South Africa, but Mazi Ogechukwu, National Coordinator of South Africa. Welcome to the program. Yeah, I'm at home. About that is how watching the program, watching this program. The thing is that Emmanuel South Africa, baby, in the booze of Paswane Nia and Ushia. Anyị nwapụ ụzọ dịka otu ihe a na-eme no just oshika ndị a na-esu. I never had any meeting. The first day, I think 2019, the national coordinator. In the first day, Muna Nenya were okay 2020 rather. Yeah. Muna Nenya were a problem. Were a meeting. The first day, Muna that woman were a meeting. I need to go power by the first day. We never get along for one single day. We never get along. I know guy in the name it seems we were like just joking, but that is very, very happy. Everybody Muruganya now. Oh yeah, but that was why we stopped paying money to that account on and control with the national executive. We opened our a new account. I now all the Onokaneti, this audit, I got to made the first national bank account in Kenya, South Africa. Onoka also Oshikandia, just Oshikandia Nezu.
Osigi, no Oshikandia Nezu. When you see bank statements, look, there is something with expositions we are doing here in IPOB. Anytime you see IPOB official telling you about criminality that happens in accounts, it is based on facts and figures. It has nothing to do with malicious makeup. It is not saga. It is not makeup. We live in developed world. Anytime you accuse a man what is not true, he or she has the right to take you to court. What they take you to court, you suffer the consequence. On Sunday this happened. On Saturday, the comrade in Germany, the account, what happened in the account for 12 months, he called. He was looking at the bank statement. Bank statement. This is official statement. Evidence of what happened. When you listen to them, they will tell you, Chike Edoziemu embezzled the IPOB account in US, 750,000. The same money Madam Oyibo embezzled. It's what they come out and tell you, DOS embezzled that, just to cover their criminality. Anytime we are telling you something, it is with facts, it is with figures. We do not make up things. You are whiter than white, clean, and not the criminal that claimed to be when he is a big Ekberima. I am still going to officially, openly, since I don't have anything to do with that criminal. I got me so new shift for 1 hour as my leader. Although is already gone. No, or if there was any tie at all, that tie has been dissolved. I cut to Nnamdi since I've already cut it off. Nothing pains me like somebody that cheated me. I do follow people with trust. I easily trust people. That is one of my problems. Once I look at you, assess you, weigh you, I follow you with trust. But anytime you presented yourself to be whom you are not, I will not only leave you, I will turn back and discipline you. Agama pego the gate before I leave you. Because you have cheated me, you have deceived me, you have robbed me. What they did to us was robbery. And that is why we are not going to leave you, no matter whom you are. Will always say, anytime I wake up and I have the time, my hair camera, and I'm a quaggy, Nizukulemoshi. The national coordinator of South Africa, Nasigi, Nde wanna go Biafra and Dabian. Okwa no shikanda no wazulani. 2020 from 2012 to 2021. Okwa no so she. Nothing like Biafra. No wonder After that time, there is nothing they could hand over. All those lobbying, we were told they were lobbying. There is nothing like that. There were no handover. This is where we started. And this is where we stopped. Then take over. Nothing like that. Oh, she. Continue to listen to the South African man, national coordinator.
Left, right, and center. When we use Biafra, these people get in the restore. People now say no.
Why Biafra get in restore? Oh, he.
It's a very big.
Set it up. Set it up. Oh, she. He's on the Madiori.
Aliam Hamere, the financial secretary. Okay, na proyali amaliam switch to muye bonye Malawi straight away. Bonye na the non-Biafran bonye hand trust to Ipuawa, the financial secretary. Why not? Why not it when one Igbo lady? Oh, my, one okay, sure, whatever.
It's not my own organ, not me.
Oh, just. Madam, we had access to witness one statement of account that First National Bank who Shindi Azumbi. How make the JB pay use on Abo? May pay use on Abo. How courier from Unkana, we have and that one, Hajina, Eputieko. Yeah. Hana Gango, Hagasana country, Hagana country, Hagana country. Okay, me to tell you how wicked India, the Nandia Mayane, Mogai me the another account, I me na net bank. And you do official letter, Sinen Nia Bia take you over that account. Ebobuna people's in a hard trust or that FMB or also. She doesn't want paper na the transparent. So the thing is that we are not going to give up on her in Eme. We are just going to continue because that's just the only alternative. And we are encouraging people see her. Now kind on the right track. Or now kind on the distance to the route to Biafra and Ajokembe. Because in India Eme to raise everybody anya. Anebi ogeroge iju ajuja astagia. Obozo ke biju ajuja sige baba you are just a coordinator, don't involve in money. Mana oge wa bonye na gbambo na eje na convincing the mad ha na with that Diego manage obokwa na isi nje kide money. You are not saying give me, just an oversight, ha blank everybody. And here they make a very big fraud because what they do, they will have maybe 3 or 4 people to the signatory to the login in the account. How does he have show for the mayor go share Nyonya Mana or that's the person they will use they will be using the login password and then they are not on a jam anywhere in the world or not transfer you know. Obota can now the Kanu were Kenya because with one occasion one in Malawi also Pugoya non one down which a man Kana Otanon was Simon Lauji passport to Nnamdi Kana was like a who leader of a massive event like that, the copy of passport Mena Aka one in Malawi. Or some knows you send the $30,000 na Kenya. Those you send the $30,000. Oh, tell them where they were in Kenya. Oh, Makana, oh, Putaziri. Oh, for freedom and
okay. Now, you have had it. And where this hour of Biafra had ya. That woman just set in her up. Nezuzu underground. You can hear. Even in Kenya, they were pushing money to Kenya. That is why they have selected people they want to place in finances in each country. All the countries where IPOB monies are, they always want to place their own. And once they place their own, they will blind every other eyes. They don't want you to see. The one they place in South Africa, according to him, now when Nnamdi was in Kenya, that she sent $30,000 to him. $30,000 is over 50 million. And this is not the main place. that sustained him in Kenya. The place that sustained him is the money with Madam Oyibo. Because in 2021, when there was a day Master Prophet, their in-law, did some expositions, because they were pointing on Umuada. That was when they were in loggerheads with Umuada. So Master Prophet happened to have some money transfers that were sent from Umueri account to Kenya when he was in Kenya. Because there used to be one financial secretary in US attached to that money with Umueri account. So that woman fell out with Madam Oyibo. So now that woman leaked all these transactions to Master Prophet. So Master Prophet, we run it as an exposition. And why he did that, he was trying to link the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu to Umuadaka US, Madam Oyibo, and so on. Because according to Master Prophet, he was mentioning number of $20,000 Madam Oyibo sent to Nnamdi in Kenya. Number of $20,000. This is how IPOB money were spent. And the account in US, those money we are coming out from, is an account specifically, we were told, is for ESN. Money people contributed for ESN is the same money that they were disbursing, or is it disbursing? $20,000. Each $20,000 is over 35 million. 35 million naira. Check it number of times. Those money were wired to Kenya. Wired from South Africa. Wired from Germany. This is how we were used. Nda rape anyị. Kimu ihe ana rape mmadụ. Ịdakpu nwaanyị. Nda adakpulu anyị. Imaha. They raped us. Ha lala anyị by force. Ha kpuchiri anyị aka n'anya. Our eyes were covered. Ha kpuchiri anyị aka n'anya wee mwakpo anyị. Ha lala anyị. They raped us. They raped us. Somebody that no, all of us, we are so in our soul, or where everybody we are so yearning for Biafra. With what ears? With what appeases the ears? Abia Ridia na bara Nigerian government mba. Na wonu wike ha. Na wonu soludo. These are the guys after warning, you still go and meet them and collect. Cha. And me and you, all of us, we hated them. We hate the especially Igbo politicians. And you hate Uganda. And when you hold Zanyan Alo for decade, Auro in a Kumaka. Some of us didn't even know. These guys are even cleaner. Nda no where's the bomb mado? Nda no lesser evil. Lesser evil. Lesser evil. Oshihana is national cake. Egoy. Because Nigerians, they don't pay tax. They don't depend on tax. But the from our own suffering. And we'll only have on our IPOB. All of us are hustlers. We are average people trying to survive, working hard. In the 12 hours times 6 days a week. So 1 day is week. And that 1 day is as a result that the manager at work told them, no, you must have a day off. If the manager work 7 days a week, I am not against it, but I'm trying to paint a picture of how we are hustling, suffering. And we're not on our sweat. Na amianye, na apanye, na amianye. Ana iliga na sigi Biafra is here. Say holy man of God. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Let's listen to the Italian national. When the South African national spoke, he stated that these people targeted everywhere money is. How much everywhere. The same criminality that happened in Germany account happened in South Africa account, and it happened in Italian account. The Onyori, the former sacked national coordinator in Italy, Romano Sogoro, was like a puppet they placed there. Remember, in their 13-point memo, 13 commandments, national coordinator has been among the things they were telling the DOS, do not change. Don't change the national coordinator in Italy. Don't change the national coordinator in Germany, in UK. Anywhere they see little change, they want to make sure they place their own person. So the guy they placed in Italy, the former Italian Unyoshi, Romano Sogoro, because they have continued to withdraw the money in Germany accounts, they needed to withdraw quick and more money. Now, what they told the one in Italy, they instructed that one, use your ATM card. Because when you are going to withdraw money from ATM, there's always a limit. In UK here, you cannot withdraw, I think you can't withdraw more than £500 a day. It's a limit. And it's applicable most places in the world. I think it's in Nigeria as well. There are certain amounts, there's a limit. You cannot withdraw with your ATM card. So the criminal they place in Italy, the instruction they gave to that one, use your ATM card every day. Be withdrawing 600 euro. 600 euro. So that criminal was withdrawing every day. He will go and withdraw 600 euro. 600 euro every day. Every day. So he gathers a very big amount. One of Unyoshi in Germany came over and carried the money. Upon the girl with their own Biafra. Ushi runs in their blood. And we don't need Jaka at that family. Ndiori. Listen to what happened in Italy.
Let
me start afresh. He's talking about Romano Sogoro, the sacked. That is why, as a result of his criminality, that's why he was sacked. He was sacked. You know, in their 13 commandments, do not touch the national coordinator in Italy. Because no onye oluha. Onye nezuputere ha ego. The one in Germany, they wanted to change that one. Ka etinye onye ozo. So that oshi niile ha nezu ka egbudo ye. I'm still coming to you. I will touch you. Look at my paggetary this evening. Okay, let's see what Romano Sogoro did.
ọ hụrụ Nnamdi na ụmụnne ya na-ezu ihe si nwa ha zuo oke oshi. Now listen, how this guy is going to do is also with this man Osogo. On 5th of 5th 04 January, February, April, March. This one is on March. On 5th of March 2023, this guy G Bankomat NTM wepoga 600 euro. Yeah, on the 5th, go wepo that one. On 6th of the same month, March, yeah, wepo another 600 euro. On 7th, the same 600 euro. Now, Bankomat credit card go je wepo in there. On the 8th, yeah, wepo another 600 euro. Okay. On the 10th, 600 euro. 600 going to wepo from that 5th. Rule now 13th. Yeah, Koshe. Now he came here again. Had America. He went to America. I will tell you how much.
Okay, now somebody going to ATM to withdraw money. What is that money for? Let's remember, whatever expenditures this struggle runs, most of the things we do is what happens in Biafra land. So, somebody going to withdraw cash, what services are you trying to meet? Are you withdrawing cash for the services that happens in Biafra land? And remember, this is 2023. We have the IPOB leadership, the DOS, that are not aware. The whole DOS, including the HOD, Mazi, we are all sidelined from IPOB accounts. That is why they keep on telling them, do not double. Do not double. Do not double. Because they don't want you to see. I would like you to, let's hear from Nnamdi. One thing Nnamdi doesn't know, no matter who is sending you on this criminality, the effect of the law is going to be on you and you alone. The law would not acknowledge or recognize whoever that sends you. Or Genwakama. Whatever activities that happens on the account, it is you. You are the signatory. You are the in charge. Ms. Roshi. When you look at what happened in that account, you can see fraudulent activities that went on in that account. An account registered as a charity thing, whatever expenditures, whatever deductions must always be described. Description. But as a result of no shikahazu, criminality, Nnamdi, we are not describing what the deductions are all about. All throughout, Nnamdi's deductions, over 60%, we had no description of what the money is. This is number one offense against the law. Number two, Nnamdi is doing tax evasion. The German guy that called out how much Nnamdi was earning didn't look well. Nnamdi has some steady deductions he makes that goes into her account. But because she is somebody that evades tax, she has a regular 8,007 she calls salary. But she had other regular payments going out, going to him that are part of her salary as a result of somebody that is dodging tax. These are the things she should be aware of. If this case is taken up, she will go to jail just for tax evasion because they're on a dodge tax. 2, the what do they call it? Financial okay, what do they call it? Financial what do they call it? That one can take her to court. I mean to prison as well. Because she's not describing what these monies are from. She has no description of what the monies are. After the Saturday revelation from the German family, then Diana was in a hurry to come and debunk. But unfortunately, they are culprits. I'm going to be playing her voice for us to understand this guy Onya is like, I want to follow that case well. Onya in the Germany, want to follow that case well. That woman should go to prison because she committed a lot of offenses. I am not an accountant, but some of the activities in there is so obvious. Nonya engaged in fraudulent activities. You guys don't even need to go to court. When financial people that are here, they call it ombudsman. If you suspect financial misconduct, you report to them. This one is not court. They will drag you to court. You are not going to spend any money on by yourself. So Onya should be reported about those fraudulent things. Because you shared too much. This is a woman Nnamdi Kanu handed over IPOB to. IPOB money, IPOB finance, deliberate gang up, aberration of transparency, because they don't want a second eyes. I had a name Nayanya after that expositions on Saturday. She went on their radio to cry, to tell, because she doesn't know that the bank statements were in the hands of IPOB. I heard where she was crying that she didn't know that the accountant called deputy HOD to come and collect the bank statement. That the deputy HOD went and collected the bank statement. That is why what happened. That is why we saw what happened on the account. Because this is an account they have been hiding. They didn't know that this will get into IPOB hands. Every day is for the thief, but one day will be for the owner. Let's go to Nnamdi Onyori. Let's go to her.
Time again, we went to court. I was supposed to give a witness. I have to give.
Okay, no, it's not this one. Now, there's something I wanted to bring out here. There is one broadcast this woman did in their radio where she was narrating what happened in the courts. In the courts they've been going. And I'm surprised when she was struggling to debunk the expositions on her. She was saying, oh, I can't say much because the thing is still in the courts. I cannot come here to reveal what happened in court. But 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, she went to their radio discussing what happened in the court. And this is it. Let's listen to this one. Because she's already the one that has already brought out what happened in the court.
Where Mazi is a member, we were there. So when it was time for me to say something, he just said that I and Mazi tried to take him to please wait outside. I said, okay. I got up. We went outside. So we don't know what happened within that time that I was outside. Then after some time, the lawyer, the judge called me in, called both of us.
Anyway, I will hold it here. Why I played this first? I have a video where Nnamdi narrated what transpired in the court. But I am surprised. On Sunday, they said they are debunking the expositions on them. She claimed that she's not going to go in detail because the case is still in court. But you've already made a broadcast where you said things that happened in the court. You already made a broadcast about it. You see, okay, let's see their debunking. Because after the exposition, plenty on them. And she and the Kanu quickly went to debunk. Let's analyze their debunking. To tell you, these guys are pure on theory. They couldn't deny anything.
Start from that first.
Listen.
Before I go on to what happened today. Now, they posted this payment, and they know very well that on that payment slip, it is written, it is for medical, something to do with medical, for our people, taking care of our people. It's explicitly written there for everybody to see. But they were not interested, as long as the name Nnamdi and Kanu is there, for them it's a big show. Now, first of all, those payments, Chinasamu is aware of it. He knows what happened and what that money was meant for. But what he forgot is that we have evidence to show that he's aware of it and what he said when those items arrived in Biafra land. Now, people will say, but why do you have to pay this money to Kanu's account and then Nnamdi account? It's very simple. In our accounts here in Germany, it's not allowed to transfer money from our accounts to Biafra land. We cannot do that. We do not make any payments direct to Biafra land. But
okay, now let me tell you. Before the German people did the expositions on Saturday, there were printouts that circulated online about the transactions Nnamdi sent to Kanu. This is it. Some of you, if you remember, the description of that transaction says is for medical treatment. Medical treatment. Now let me tell you, this transaction Nnamdi is referring to here is a transaction that happened 2020. This is it. Is a transaction that happened 2020. And the description says medical treatment. Now, Nnamdi refused to focus at the center of the expositions done on them. Because all of us were aware, the German family, the accounts, or the period they covered in their exposition is just for 12 months, which is February 2022 to February 2023. Just 12 months. 2022 February to 2023 February. But Nnamdi left debunking their criminality for those years to jump into what circulated online. And what circulated online was just something that happened in 2020, telling us that Mazi is aware, is for medical treatment. But this is not the exposition on you. You are talking about what happened 2020, which the German family did not even talk about. What the German family talked about is what happened 2022 February to 2023 February. So, Nnamdi and the Kanu, you guys has failed to tell Biafrans what happened with those transactions, what those transactions are for. Because here people keep on referring to what happened 2020. And that is why you guys are calling Mazi. Mazi is aware. Mazi is aware. We are not talking about 2020. We are talking about February 2022 to February 2023. This is what the German family exposed you guys on. All you're running around just that medical treatment. Unudel somewhere in 2020. This tells you that Nnamdi has IPOB. The expositions of that 12 months from the German family. This is the year the DOS leadership are in full control of IPOB. If at all there is any need, for, unless Mazi should be aware, or are you then claiming that you are running a different welfare independent of IPOB? Because whatever thing catered with money 2022, 2023, the DOS should be made aware. As far as here, they were not able to debunk the exposition from German family. They could not go there because this is an exposition with facts and figure. Because now, as a result, for respect for Nnamdi Kanu, they didn't want to talk about the years he was out here. The medical equipment is what happened 2020. Manana Agunu no shunu 2022 in agenda 2020. We would like you to tell Biafrans what does money are for. That is why we told you guys our expositions are facts and figures. And then we don't add, we don't remove. Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. And now they make propaganda. We don't do with blackmails. What for? Truth. Nothing but the truth. Nnamdi could not debunk the expositions on them. She's referring to 2020. Chinasa was aware what that money for. Onyori, we are talking about 2022. Chineka Akpogoko. We're talking about 2022. Over 130,000 euro wired to Kanu. Just space of 12 months. More than 200 million naira. No wonder they built mansions overnight. Mansions. The one back home, Kene Buhari Aja for white. Emmanuel Meme. That one recently finished a mansion. The criminality of 1 year, over 200 million naira wired to Kanu. Of course, is capable of giving this criminal family 3 mansions at the same time. Because in ego, they use us. They rape us. Also, ha rape ranye. They misused us. They are Nnamdi. Nnamdi Kanu cannot have anything again to do with Biafra struggle. His garments are defiled. His garments are defiled. It's not only in immorality, in corruption, in embezzlement. The figures are there. The facts are there. It's undisputable. They cannot dispute it. I was watching out for Nnamdi to dispute that exposition, and she could not. She couldn't. All she could say, there are people, there are things she's sorting out in Biafra land. People she's looking after. Nnamdi, are you then, when you were the finance whatever, were you then running a different IPOB? The leadership did not know. 2022, 2023, DOS are in absolute in charge of the struggle. So, Nnamdi, where did you build a school? The DOS were not aware. The school of over 500 million naira. Guys, do you understand the amount involved? That is why when I look at some of these guys telling us to stop talking about this, I see criminality in them. Ndi awundiori wabata Biafra struggle. Ndi awundi obala Nigeria kadinime. And we don't need you in this struggle, because none of the guys defile in this struggle. If Biafra struggle do not shun corruption now, if we do not criticize public fund embezzlement, what future then are we trying to build? The future Nigeria will be far better than then. Why do we then want to secede? You want us to respect Nnamdi Kanu being a sacred cow that should not be talked about, that should not be mentioned. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu has jeopardized everything about the struggle. He has jeopardized IPOB finance. Destroyed it. Destroyed the trust people had in supporting the struggle financially. The trust has been eroded from some people. In the midst, he has introduced Togre. Ndaba indegu. Ndi ji egbe agahani. Agbapata ebe a na-eme ebe IPOB na-eme meeting na say ha hands up. Are you loyal to Nnamdi? Nnamdi or nothing? If you don't surrender, we shoot you. We gun you down. Togre. Ndaba ndiegu. Into Biafra struggle. Akpacha hanya na na-egbuwe mmadụ. If they can storm IPOB gathering with guns and machetes, don't you understand the death of destruction this guy wants to cause just in loyalty? Do you buy loyalty by force? Can you purchase it with guns? With mwa? Banner. Last week in the UK here on Saturday, we saw Ndo to her in the IFAC. Banner Nnamdi. This is a banner we were carrying. We were parading everywhere with all our hearts then. Because the trust has gone. That is why one of our fight is hard to restore the lost glory. Nnamdi before does not need campaign. He doesn't need an advert. IPOB advertises him willingly. Then we speak for him willingly. We post his pictures and posters everywhere willingly. Now, one will go oguzikeje ekwu Nnamdi ogunamwa. Why? Because the integrity is gone. The glory has been destroyed. Releasing Nnamdi Twitter has slumped. You cannot eat your cake and have it. When you watch all of them, they are no longer talking about Biafra or Nnamdi. We are fighting for Nnamdi. Ndotu Nnamdi. Why? In the beginning, it was not so. It was not so. Some of them that don't want us to talk about him have followed what he has been doing against the struggle. Nneka Chimezie has been screaming for in the last few months. Sinekwe na aga egbukwe no mmadu na Biafra land. Na aga enwekwe no bloodshed. Aga enwekwe bloodshed with what she can see. As a result, Anazo lost glory. You cannot buy that glory by force. Nnamdi failed from top. And they destroy IPOB. They destroy IPOB. But he cannot. Even if not 5 or 4, that 5 will withstand him. Because he's not the only one in prison. Even prison, everyone I heard he's enjoying everything. A prison where he spends 20 million naira every month, according to Nonsonkwa. Now, according to Nonsonkwa, any Fulani prisoner that wants to have more wives, Ghana kwaliko na because no line assign no line ano the line enjoyment. If you are marrying 2, he will sponsor you to get more 5 to make it 7, so that every day you'll be changing them. We have people suffering in prisons. He's not the only one in prison. If you tell us not to talk about him that he is in prison, but he is in prison and forming gangs of people disrupting meetings. He is in prison and he announced that he has dissolved the leadership of IPOB. He is in prison and he announced that the national coordinators, all the IPOB national coordinators are now sacked. Did you not see the memo? Did you not see the memo? He is in prison and he's writing to embassies, according to them, UN and 72 embassies, telling them that IPU, that he has changed DOS. It's now people on suspension. It's now one Chris. We don't even know whether he believes in Biafra struggle, whether he believes in Biafra. This is a man, IPOB US, has come out to say that this guy is an alien. They don't know whom he is. They have never seen him in any IPOB unit. No unit can identify with him. This is a man in the prison trying to hand the IPOB over to an imposter. An imposter. He's the one that talks about Jubilee. Buhari. He's the one that was telling us he's imposter. Imposter. And he's so imposter. Imposter. But today, his non-place wanted to hand over IPOB to an imposter. To Jubilee. Jubilee. Anyama hunyo. Emahama wonye Igbo. Emahama wonye Hausa. Emahama mama Yoshi. Fulani. Nobody knows him. In order to belong, he wanted to add Mazi to his name. Omonesi eme Mazi. Because in the Mazi, will always say Mazi Ifeanyi Obichukwu. You want to know where man hebe albe Mazi nebe. Ya de benke. He did his own. Chris Mazi Ngogu. Ono ko okwa ko belong. We mezie ni bodo yisinan. You know, we put the sin. The one they said is the deputy HOD, huh? Is the one on Nnamdi Kanu himself sacked. Solomon Ebo. Nnamdi. That one is still on Nnamdi Kanu suspension or expulsion. But he just drafted all the expelled ones. He's not bringing them together because he wants unity, but because in order to oust IPOB, in order to oust the IPOB leadership, anything that destroys what IPOB is doing goes for him. That is why even the criminals that killed our people, the criminals that destroyed Biafran communities, he wants them by his side. So far, he gains loyalty from them. He doesn't care. Oh, everything goes. So far, you'll be loyal to me. So far, you calls and refer to me, your supreme being. 21 days pass. The letter from Sokoto to embassies. 21 days has gone. Have they responded? Have they responded? From the office of the Supreme Leader of IPOB, Sokoto Coordination Center, to UK Embassy, to UN, to the Finland Embassy, to Kuwait Embassy, 24th of June. And today is 15. That is 21 days of writing to embassies. Have you got any response? Have you? What will an embassy respond? You have not cleared your conviction. The thing, they don't put all this into consideration. Because they deal with you as a convict. When you're Nigerian, their responses to you will be based on the conviction on you. You cannot be in prison and tell them whom to acknowledge and whom not to acknowledge. They go by who registers IPOB in their different countries. Who are the operators? Who are the conveners? And not you anywhere writing to them. 21 days gone. 21 days is too much for embassies to give you responses. What do you expect? What kind of response do you expect? Every week, when I with a distraction, I thought you guys said that asset recovery. You guys have now left assets now. For you to see their criminality. When they were talking about asset recovery, I looked to see what assets do they have. They want to recover. Kamotu pull assets. Nnamdi Kanu did not leave any assets in IPOB. If you like, go back to that their letter. All they are saying, IPOB asset, all the computer thing, all the financial asset. Because had it been these people that had an asset, unless you would have named those assets. This DOS leadership in the last 5 years, if they want to talk about assets, they will state IPOB liaison office in Malaga, IPOB liaison office in Germany, IPOB house in Italy, BTV office, liaison office in Italy. These are the assets. Radio Biafra, BTV. These are the assets. Only look at the same the assets again. If you have my computer, have you seen IPOB computer anywhere? It's to tell you, despite those years of amassing hundreds of dollars and euros, it were not invested. All the investments were in the pocket of Nnamdi Kanu. Unu libula anyi elibu. Unu zubula anyi no shi. The highest fraud ever seen in the history of Biafra struggle. In fact, unu jide Biafra struggle we destroy ya. You rubbished Biafra struggle. Don't rubbish, don't jeopardize things. The trust people had in supporting the struggle financially, who need to go that trust destroyer. Shame on you. If you name a wound, ego IPOB onu lele, it can never be well with you. Unu ga-enwe nsogbu. Kwega ahụ unu yi. Ọ ga-atọ unu n'akpịrị. It can never be well with you. It can never be well with you. Who knows why this happened? You can deceive every other being, but you cannot deceive God. IPOB family have been deceived that we had Messiah. But God that sees in secret and in open, and the rewarder of every man's according to his or her work. You understand? What he and he alone can do. What he and he alone can do. Oshi unuzulanye cannot be forgiven. Anyaga habahalo oshia. Makachu. It cannot be forgiven. The height is so high. And despite that, destroy the struggle. Because to you, all that method of loot, ezo ewo, loot and sack. Loot and sack. Onye akpara ọcha n'ụzọ ka akpa onye ọzọ. Ya alụ na nke a wee gbado unu n'akpịrị. It's not DOS refusing to go. We are the one telling putting Nnamdi Nnamdi. The DOS goes nowhere. As far as Biafra struggle is concerned, they are the only hope. Oh, hang on with the only hope. Namu kana kwa koi ha kita because they are there. Because they are there. And that are the only hope people can hang because the blood. Umaka ba anyi nwụrụ na this struggle. Awụrụ ihe anyị ga-eme ka anyị were maka iwe iwu shi Nnamdi na ndị bi ezuru anyị gbanaga. We will not leave the struggle. Anyị stay go. All support to the DOS. And that is the essence of institutionalization. DOS, as we are talking about the criminality of Kanus, you think we will not watch? And yet, Neganya, wherefore how you guys have structured IPOB finance. Because had they been no run Kanu, and you give cook, but I go for that honesty, that institutionalization, and that is why somebody like me, I have continued to support financially, and I will continue to do that. Because I can see accountability. I can see transparency. It is no longer those era where only one woman I got a cheer, ma only one man. As long as in the Kwananya. And where oversight, overseeing. This is how honest men work. It's not about you or them. It's all about what benefits the people. It's all about what people become, not what individual become. Not what individual become. If anybody have anything to contribute, you can call. You can call. If you have anything, I can see. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, yeah. I can see that. That's all right. I can see that. So, this... Okay, yeah. So, this criminality, no matter your distraction, we will keep on bringing it up. You know, I'm check to see Ndi Igbo. Ya bia si anya IPOB una ekuzina maka Nnamdi Kanu. I will ask onye Igbo aha, ma Ndi Igbo aha, ma that Igbo group. Where were you? You guys una adekwara to come and contribute this money. Ndi ezuru oshi. Ndi be Kanu zuru ohi have the right to talk about oshi zuru ha. I have the boldness to talk about it because I contributed to that money. Look, I want a man how could do. I will never talk about this. Conscience, of course, will not allow you to talk about money you did not contribute. I am talking boldly because I contributed. I'm a victim. Ezurumoshi. Unuzurumoshi. That is why anyway you take it, Ganam, I have receipt that this money in question I contributed to it. So, and you guys deceived me that I was contributing for so without knowing that it was entering Kanu Takano's bank account. It was being shifted to Kenya. Eji service you know. That's the highest deceit. Okay. Who will you? Oh, you see. Yeah, welcome to the program. Yeah.
Just want to thank you for once again making our time to come, and I don't even know whether to say that you're encouraging our people or you were educating our people, because it's a very difficult time, and I must say that everyone must remain very strong. Okay, this is the let me greet our people. Greetings to every Biafrans who are here, and the genuine committed IPOB members. Special regard to all of you. and those that are assembling anywhere that our media personnel are informing and educating our people. Continue to listen to them. Continue also to listen to our radio Biafra and Biafra television. It's a very difficult one, my sister. I've never been so much upset. I know there are some certain things wrong, and so I know there are some certain things wrong, and even to that effect, I didn't know the depth of it. I didn't know the depth of it. So I thought that it's only minor case based on what we have at hand. But this thing is the biggest robbery that we have ever seen, and I pray to Almighty to give us the strength to continue, because this type of disappointment, I've never seen anything like that before. Someone like me that have been in this struggle for 14 good years, I was here before even the formation of IPOB. Anyone that knows me, if you go to my archives there, Isaiah, but you will see a lot of, posts. I did 2013, 2014, me going on the streets, preaching about Biafra, printing thousands of flyers with my money when nobody even know about the broadcast or aware of Nnamdi Kanu, So I went alone. Go everywhere I can. Go to Igbo Union meetings. I stays outside preaching about Biafra with flyers. Asking our people to go and listen to Radio Biafra, to tune in. I was in this struggle. My mom passed away, which he announced it on Radio Biafra. I didn't go for the funeral, because of this struggle. So it's heart-aching and heartbreaking, even for after all these years of sacrifice. All of you have seen me traveled, for events of IPOB, visited everywhere, both here in Ireland and outside Europe. So if anyone is telling me that I will be the one here today, distancing myself from this man that I love so much, that I sacrifice everything, I protest for him, I sang his song, and I lost friends, I lost family members, I lost almost everything. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's sometimes all the difficulty, but I even salute some of you's courage, coming out to also to voice out. All the very hard, any member of the leadership to come out to speak, because of the level of trust. Because we wanted to prove to our people that money is not the issue, is the Biafra restoration is what matters to us. That is why he says nobody should near money, no national office coordinator or principal officer is allowed to near money or to near anything finance. And we kept it that way because we were focused with trust, not knowing that is undertone, ulterior motive from this family. It's very ironic that such a terrible, character. Not even one, both Ndike and Mandiko. It's unbelievable that we got wrapped in this family. I am lost. When this guy were reading out only 2022 to 2023 accounts, we thought that we have a lot, but when these guys were just, reading out the whole thing, I could not sleep. the mental torture to this very moment is even worse than the time he was kidnapped. We thought, that he was actually kidnapped. But I'm even thinking whether he just handed himself in just to ascone the accountability. Looking at the way the whole things are coming together, everything, those things we overlooked. Now we are, someone like me start, thinking back. There's a lot of things that I even know. I thought that, I overlooked them, not knowing that we are into all one mighty,
mess. Serious mess.
I'm struggling here to arrange my thoughts to address Biafrans. I can't believe it. 14 years of my life, including other members. I remember when I met Mazi in 2014 in Spain, our first meeting, first time we all meet together. Mazi Abanim, all these former national coordinators of UK and all of them, all these guys we met. We are looking forward, hoping that we are fighting to free our people, not knowing that we just run into a unprecedented ditch. That is, this thing is going to take some years to recover. And the only way we can recover from this is our people standing up, not letting this fraud destroy the effort of 14 years of commitment in this struggle. This is all I'm appealing to our people, because I know it's very, very hard. For us, it's hard. But, for the fact we are still around, our people should not allow this, because this is the enemy's plan, because this is the only chance we have now to rescue our people. The way Nigeria is looking now is not good. Every country now, every continent are running a race now to free themselves from whatever that is chasing them, and our own is not going to be different. I never thought, let me just say this, I never thought in my life that IPOB have this type of money. Even though that I'm making my contribution, I never felt. Till now, I went to our meeting last week. You can see me there live, and I still made my contribution. I never failed. So I never thought that IPOB had this type of money. Me and Mazi who sponsored this guy, what's his name? Dozier, that went to UK, the guy that had a gunshot.
Okay, yeah.
Me and
India.
This guy, me and sponsor this guy, spare the money for the visa, everything. Send this guy to India, and with our family in India that actually helped. And we cried, and I somebody like me, I appeal for funds from the leadership, those that, to not knowing that they don't have access to money. Mazi could not even order for money for the treatment of this guy. That's why it pains me when I saw that this guy called Dozier actually aligned with these guys calling us name.
Yes. He's in law now to Darlington. Yeah.
So people, these are things that people did not know, that I use my money, my personal money, pay for, sponsor for this guy. This did not come from my POB fund. This is the things we did out of love. And the only happened no love, I was the one that discovered this guy. Somebody made contact to me that there are Biafra that was shot 2016 and they were abandoned in the hospital. About 18 hospitals, I send my own personal money to go and find them wherever they are. And the guy, and then I went that time, the people I remember from through Facebook that time were saying that now some of these guys that are in the hospital literally would even lose alcohol because that time it's Clifford Iran and they were the one in charge that time. They were the head of director at that time. Even though just that I have access to the leadership that time. So when I asked the guy who was I asked him, send me a picture of the people you are talking about in Biafra land. this guy sent me a picture and I saw Chidozie was decaying in the hospital without any treatment. Is this thing our people? The guys know our people there. And the other 18 hospitals, I send money to go and at least go and get them food. Let me continue to campaign and see whether Omio and these guys will respond to this request. And when I remember when I brought the matter and showed the picture to Clifford Irania, say, hey, Mazi, I will suspend you. You will be sad. You will this, you will that. This guy will have spent nearly 2 million. I said, Mazi, who are the 2 million? This is our brother. What happened to these people no long? So I begin to assemble, do something, and then Mazi came in, and then we begin to look for a visa, pay for the ticket. I was the one that I appealed to Yoruba. Since you're very close to this guy, can you go to India with him and then assist him there? He agreed. That's how Yoruba, joined him, and then I have to pay for, his own ticket. So these are the things we did, not knowing that the man I know somewhere, like that. How can we explain this?
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
How can we explain this? Today's 29 is the one sending thoughts. You just want one here, no condolence message, no nothing. A whole Biafra National Coordinator was murdered in a cold blood. Now the same people kept the second one went to where they are having meeting. Something Nigerian police and army have not even done. How did we get here? Our people must stand up to this. It's not about who has connection now. Our people back home, those who are listening tonight, should stand up against this. This is so heart-aching. This is so heartbreaking. This is so disturbing. This man hurt us. This family hurt us so bad. And we are not going to allow them to destroy Igbo land the way they had it today. Our people must stand up. It's not about Mazi Umuru or Mazi Deceive. This is about the survival of our people now. I have never seen anything like this before. 30 years in overseas. People know so 100% sure. Just fooled us this way. The whole entire Igbo race. When I was saying it in your program last time that it's like the whole, when I said the integrity of Igbo race was, tied down this man. And we have to find a way to untangle it. Because this is the way Ndi Madisha Muslim people now. Somebody and people now are looking, it's so painful. Imagine when she discovered that I don't see nothing that these people will look at the men here. Look at this woman. Look at this woman. So heartless to do this, to rob people's children. People known at this thing. Mothers, motherless. Children, fatherless. Widowers everywhere. This woman is heartless. Even Mazi will request for money. They will request for money for hospital. This woman will unfortunately Nnamdi Kanu. She will not listen to anybody. We do not know. We do not know. And I was worrying, this woman going on Radio Biafra, it's only Nnamdi Kanu will order her. And what is the work of Mazi Chikedozem?
Nah, it's terrible.
US. Now, what about if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So, are you telling us, no, we have to wait till what? We did not know. We did not know. Sometimes I just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This was South Africa. So Island here. Island here. So Island may account may agree to them in Baka. To know about this.
No,
and imagine Nasrena AU's go all offices. Across where we have, relationship with government. Countries that actually, at least a country like Ireland, has a very robust relationship with the government. We suppose IPOB is supposed to have their own building office here, like Pakistan has. In Spain, we're supposed to have a permanent building. These are diplomatic engagement. We spent 14 years, nothing to show for it, except in the last 2 years now, which everybody is seeing it. What is their excuse? Look at the money. Look at the money. South Africa. Look at Germany. Look at Italy. Look at Spain. Look at everywhere. These people rob us with impunity. And not even only that. Children we are murdered. They have no feelings. They don't care. It's so sad.
it's so sad, Mazi.
I can only encourage Biafrans not to let enemy defeat us with this, because this is orchestrated. It's well orchestrated, and this will destroy Igbo race for good if we don't stand up to it. Since there are remnants of men who are still can prove that this man is on his own. There are credible men you can say look up to and deliver. Our people must rally around the leadership of IPOB. It's not about me. I don't care. Don't call me anything. I never introduce myself as anything when I'm making progress or when I'm talking to Biafrans. I don't need it. But you must support these men who have put up with all this, since 2015, blackmail upon blackmail. These men could have given. They could have given me. But they still stand around. I am using your platform tonight, encouraging every meaningful, well-known Biafran to please, do not let this struggle collapse. Because this is the last line of defense we have. This is all we have now. And if this thing collapses, no Igbo man will be left in Nigeria. The hate is out of this world. You saw it in South Africa. You saw it in Ghana. You saw it in Malaysia. You saw it everywhere. There is a plan to destroy Igbo race across the globe. And they have started. The only organization standing in their way is IPOB, and they are waiting. They want to instigate IPOB Ndigo against Ndigo. You can imagine where these people were sent to go and attack officers who are doing meeting. Something Nigerian government did not do. Something their police and army did not do. Somebody engineered Biafra to go and launch attack, telling them to raise their hands off. Who are you standing with?
Imagine.
What the hell? How did we get here? Our people must stand up, please. This is so, psychologically, this is really, it's brain hemorrhage. It's not about me. It's not about anybody. It's about our race right now. They have disgraced Igbo race. And we will not allow it to happen because there are still remnants of Igbo people. Good ones. You can see some of them arguing that somebody who is convicted cannot be there appointing anybody. It's not possible. It's not possible. Here, let POB leadership who fight to stop, to prevent from happening. Thinking Nani they fought vigorously. Mazi Jofo could have lost by now. The man fought like a man. That's the Jofo. And look at the reward. Everybody that come across them, look at how they destroy them.
Honestly.
Look at how they blackmail them. Something is wrong. We must challenge this.
Speak
We must challenge this. This is a clear court reproach that must be stopped. Both home and abroad. It's not about anybody else. It's about our race now, our survival. I am speaking with a broken heart because I know how much I have loved this man, how much I have dedicated my life, how much I have contributed in this struggle. And we are, not me, but our race, we are humiliated in this manner. And created distrust among our people, the worst of its kind. Distrust. Our people are being hurt. People cannot believe it. All these things you're seeing, people saying, don't say, people cannot believe it. Even like you and I that is sitting here is still struggling to figure out.
Honestly, Mazi, the thing really gave me a very big shock. Honestly, with all this discovery, it's we didn't expect such a height.
And we are not talking about 1 year of event.
After 1 year, why just 1 year?
Just look at that.
What the
amount of trust, we hit on this man. As a woman, a mother, I don't know that our women sometimes, with the respect I have, with the respect I have with our women, I never know that our women can be this heartless, honestly speaking. What I must tell you, you know, the time, there was a time when you see us challenging some people on or anything on social media, people think that we are trying to, because if you look at how much you spend, the time and commitment, anything becomes you see it as a threat. You think that the person is coming to destroy what you have spent years to build. You know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And as I said, my final word this evening is to encourage our people.
That's all. Yeah.
That to stand up against this, not to let this struggle collapse this time, not to allow it, no matter how provocative this thing is. The leadership is really working hard. I'm telling you, in the next coming days and weeks and months, you will see them rolling out stuff that will shock you. These men are working tirelessly. I'm telling you this for the first time. These men are working tirelessly. And in the next coming days and weeks, you will see what they are made of. Okay. They will be rolling out stuff. Anywhere you see these criminals gathering and making the broadcast, go there and expose them. If you can call in there, and let the world know what they are doing. These people are patently evil. Looking at what happened in this struggle, they are defending this man. They are defending him. Defending this family. For what? And I must tell you, I caused the day I met this man. Honestly,
Mazi, I felt like that. I felt
this name. I caused that day. It shall never be well with these people. They will never know peace.
Amen. You say.
It's not an emotional thing. I'm not emotional. I am telling you how. these people have gotten us in this struggle. We lost friends. We lost the things we used to do as a community. We lost everything. We even make enemy with the people that goes to church, including me that goes to church. They are too good. Look at even how they rob us with it.
Imagine. Elohim.
We put our trust in. They rob us with it. When we see us a little bit challenging some of these things, people will misunderstand or thinking that I'm an Assemblies of God breed. I'm an Assemblies, I'm on name Assemblies. Parents, I'm on deacon and deaconesses. If you see me when I do, you will know that I come from a responsible family. But for me to get up in the middle of the way, I sing here in the church when I came to this country. I sing with Australian band. Listen. I abandoned those things, walked away, thinking that I will be even, I didn't know that I'm even walking into a death trap. They rob us with a distance, play with our emotion, to go goddamn.
It's well, Mazi. Thank you. It's the voice of our Deputy European Rep, Mazi Isaiah Oba. What a wonderful rendition this evening. Yeah, so we are all, the message is in two parts. Evil must be condemned. That is our emblem. And that is why we wanted a better nation. Secondly, we go nowhere. That we talk about the criminalities that happen to us, of course, will not deter us from staring forward. We are moving forward. We are holding this struggle. This struggle belongs to us. It will become an abomination that anyone allows his or her house to collapse. Me, my house can never collapse under my watch. That is why I believe that this struggle can never go down. This struggle must continue to move from high to higher, to the highest. And this reminds me, this Saturday being 18th, IPOB UK, please remember our AGM in Birmingham. I have bought my ticket today. It's a 3-hour journey. I don't mind. 3 hours from the train station. So it's going to be like a total 4.5 hour journey for me, just going. 4.5 hour going, 4.5 hour coming back. These are the prices we pay in steering this struggle forward, and we'll continue to pay that price. That we are talking about these criminals. Of course, as a human being, it touches the soul. It touches us on the bone marrow. As we talk about it, so we keep on remaining strong, moving forward. You've heard it from one of our leader, Mazi Oba. It's touched everybody. What happened to us? Ushi Israel, the robbery on us. Modern day robbery. Uhianyocha Israel. We will keep on criticizing it. We will keep on exposing it. We will keep on letting Nnamdi to know this is what happened to us as a result of our love for freedom. But despite that, Biafra struggle has come to stay. The blood sacrificed by our people can never be in vain, if not for any other thing. When you remember our comrades, some of them, we've heard the stories how they left. They will call on their comrades and tell them, please, if not for any other thing, do not withdraw, keep moving, get Biafra for me. So, these comrades are watching. They are our helping angels. We cannot disappoint them. We cannot even disappoint our tomorrow, because this thing we are doing, I keep on saying it, my children, I cannot depend on my children to seek for freedom. But some of these are children, they were born here. They don't know the suffering back home. They don't understand the predicament our people are facing back home. So this is a battle that is on our court, and we are not going to relent. With all our might, with all our strength, with all our finance. Ejikwa ha ọnụ etinye azụ n'ofe. Ndị be Kanu zuru anyị oshi wouldn't deter us from supporting the struggle. Especially now we can see that transparency, accountability is in what we are doing. So it is time to put in your strength, to put in your might, and we will keep on moving. And here I will be bringing this broadcast to an end, because Mazi has said all sayable. And I thank you all for joining me on this live broadcast. I can see some of our people. I can see Muna, Kevin, Austin Onyeka, Mbeichi Eze. And from here I say good evening and thank you for listening. All IPOB UK, please get your tickets now. Saturday is our day, 18th July 2025. All road leads to Birmingham for our AGM. And thank you from here.